Oh, exactly. You nailed it. That's a different kind of.
Oh yeah, that's
It was a surprise for sure.
Oh, so at first, so technically, you so Steven, kan, and then you Iqbal and Dan, right? So you don't move, you will be there.
Okay.
And then after that, we finish interview Dan sama Iqbal, dorang turun, and si Iman, Halim, and Babu come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Halim sit.
Testing. Yeah. So Iqbal is the producer for What's on Car, but
Stop jam. Okay lah. And then Netherlands, Karang.Zel.
Banyak lah sound ni.
oh wait.
Posture ku untuk ke sini, bukan ke depan.
So sini. Kejap, let me sit first so that.
Can adjust
So Tiwin is here.
Tapi aku
Yeah.
kenal satu.
But yeah, this is the whole setup. Tiwin will be sitting here, and then this is where the guests are gonna be, as in the cast and crew, and then that's where all the other content creators and whoever will be sitting.
So, do you know what's the event about?
For now, no.
No? Okay.
Yeah, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, so macam apa ada event macam, okay lah
So
datang
you
saja
were
lah.
just invited blindly lah?
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
what are you expecting to see during this event?
Macam something anu kali, financing or car or maybe cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. You know anything about the event today?
No,
No,
all
you
of a
don't
sudden
know?
I was just was sent an invite.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gonna
Alright.
accept it and just come. So maybe something special going on.
Okay.
I think it was probably, of course, good news.
Okay.
But I don't know what the good news is.
Okay.
But hopefully it's berguna all the Baiduri user.
Alright.
Yeah.
No, langsung I don't know and I don't know what to expect. I see Iskandar, Izzy, and also Twinny kah? Oh, Tiwin, astaga. Yeah, so I'm guessing ada some sort of podcast or macam a talk show, maybe.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I am Tiwin Aji, and I am your host for this afternoon. Firstly, I want to thank everybody for being here, especially because most of you probably have no idea what you're even here for. Correct? We're here because we love a mystery, right? Did you know that Baiduri Finance is a great supporter of the local creative industry? Yes, thank you. Applause. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we are here today. Brunei's creative industry is still very much in its infancy, but we're already seeing so much vibrant talent, and it's growing. And so, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to do, obviously, to make this industry a sustainable one for creators. And so, in an effort to foster local creativity and innovation, Baiduri Finance partnered with Brunei's fave, Iskandar Karim of Izzy Does It, and a talented cast and crew to produce a 5-part web series, which is what you are here for today. You are getting an exclusive sneak preview of a new web series. It's called Once Upon a Car. So this series will actually only officially debut on 1st February on Baiduri Finance's Instagram account. and the episodes will be revealed weekly. So if you're not following them yet, please make sure to follow at Baiduri Finance to get updates and catch every episode of the series. Okay, just to lighten up, let's have a little bit of interaction with the audience. What kind of genre do you think Once Upon a Car is going to be about? Is it, let's take some guesses. Just throw it out there. Any guesses? Sci-fi, okay, all right. Romance, yeah, I think we're a little bit closer on that. Give another round of applause and we'll start the show. Let's welcome the creators on stage first to have a chat. Iskandar Karim is the executive producer and director of Once Upon a Car. He is also a creative entrepreneur, content creator, and podcaster known for his storytelling, thought-provoking conversations, and passion for connecting with audiences through impactful content. Hello, Izzy. Welcome to the show. Doing a Graham Norton bit, Prasan. Graham Norton Brunei. Okay, next up we have Iqmal Janudin. He is one of the producers for this Baiduri Finance and Tiala production, and he hopes to inspire radical compassion and kindness through his work. Welcome, Iqmal. And next we have Aziz Daniel. He is the writer for Once Upon a Car, and he is a part-time studio director at a creative agency where he also writes, directs, and oversees projects. Welcome, Aziz Daniel. Do we call you Aziz or Daniel? Which do you, Daniel? Okay. All right, welcome, guys. Wow, okay, so congratulations on this production. My first question really just goes out to all of you. Were there any specific rom-coms or dramas that you drew inspiration from for this?
I think I watched a Thai film recently. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's called The Con Artist.
I love The Con Artist. I've seen that several times.
Yeah, so I like the friends to enemies type of trope. So I tried to have
You mean
that.
enemies to
Oh yeah,
friends?
enemies to friends. Yeah.
That's a different kind of
That's
love
my
story, I
favorite
think.
too. But yeah, that similar bond that these two have. Yeah.
Okay. How about you guys?
When I first approached Dan to write the series, he did mention that he was inspired by the Con Artist, which I didn't get to watch, but I saw like snippets of it. I saw the trailer. It did seem fun, and I get the vibe that Dan was going for. But to add a little bit more context, when Baiduri and Baiduri Finance approached me to create this story, they didn't have a specific theme in mind. They were like, because they reach to the Gen Z, so their target demographic. So they mentioned that they wanted to K-drama. So that's what we tried to achieve as well. So it's just a blend of like Asian tropes, like very Thai, very K-drama.
Right,
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, and Dan did an amazing job with writing the script. So, and this is the first time that he saw the series as well. So I hope I did justice with bringing the script to life.
Oh, wow, it's your first time seeing it. Okay. Okay.
Still shooting, so.
Well, actually, you were talking about the different tropes, Izzy. I did notice it. There were a lot of references to obviously the K-drama, with the winter coats, which was a really cute addition. But also, having horror in there, a little horror moment. Also, what was it also? The Piramli vibes also, right? So yeah, I was wondering like, at what point of the production process does that come in? Like, was that already written into the script, or is that a decision that you made to bring in those elements as a director?
So when I read the script that Dan wrote, basically like I tried to envision like how best to make the scenes like entertaining. Like you mentioned, like we paid homage to a lot of like different tropes such as K-drama. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up with Winter Sonata, so that's what we tried to emulate in that scene specifically. But then again, if the younger generation didn't know about Winter Sonata, when you watch that scene, it's obviously paying homage to like a typical Korean drama scene, right? Like with the winter coats, with the cherry blossoms and all that. In terms of Ramli, yeah, it's like it's a good throwback to a scene where, a very touching scene where Masita, who played Babu, delivered an amazing performance, like reminiscing you can talk to her after this more, but like she delivered an amazing performance, like reminiscing her times with Mullah Babah Si Iman, and we also managed to nab like I don't know if you guys recognize the guy who played Babah Si Iman. It's like he's apparently a very TikTok famous guy. I only found out from Baiduri, so like I'm glad that
cameo.
Yeah, so it's a cameo. Like I'm glad that we got to have him on the show as well, and yeah, a lot more. I think you will see some homages in the 4th and 5th episode as well, which I can't wait for everyone to see lah. But yeah, during that process, a lot of like brainstorming with the DP, where is he? Judin, and also Wafik. Yeah, and just try to see how we can bring those scenes to life lah. So it's a collective effort from the team, like with the producers as well. Like, everyone was just hands-on with like making sure like it was brought to life. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we haven't heard from Ikmal yet, so tell us a little bit about your role in this production.
Hi, I'm Ikmal. I'm one of the producers for this production, and as what Easy and Dan mentioned, like a lot of the brainstorming at the beginning, alongside with like the team from Baiduri Finance, we want to tell a story, but at the same time tell it right and that captures the audience and captivate them as well. But from the perspective of the producer, like there's a lot of things that you want to consider and think about, like dari segi like timeline and like budget and like the roles that we need to like bring in from the crew and the cast side lah. So even like the locations and stuff, because that's why like macam I'm really blessed to have a creative crew, talent, and amazing director and writer to sort of like gather along like all these ideas and solutions, like how do we tell the story right, and at the same time macam do it in a way where like everything runs smoothly as it could be.
If there's something that you want audiences to know about sort of, what goes on in a production, like what's one thing you would want people to know?
Want to know? Like,
I mean, that you would want people to know about sort of the challenges or just what it's like to run a production.
Well, I think I'm one of the challenges that Ikmal has to endure.
Okay, well, at least sadar diri. Yeah, okay, that's good.
I give him a lot of
self-awareness. Self-awareness is
this is an
important.
expose. Yeah. Tapi nadala, like that's the thing, macam being a producer, like there's a lot of like man management involved, and also patience as well, because you're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of individuals, and especially like with creatives such as Easy, for example, and that, like every one of us lah, macam, we need to understand and sort of like apply empathy and compassion in the sense of like, macam, how do we communicate with each other in a way where we get somewhere, lah, because like if you don't do that, memang macam all systems, break down and all hell break loose.
So you are just like the central operating person here to make sure everything runs smoothly. And
I think everyone has a role that plays into it, so it's a collective effort.
Okay. Very, very shy to take credit, but okay. Okay, well, I mean, so Daniel, I think given that you are also a director, but this time you are only a writer, right? So how do you navigate that in terms of cutting off sort of, do you write with being a director in mind? Like, how is the process different?
I think for this approach, I tried to give enough for the director to envision it for his vision. I try to treat the script like a recipe, right? Because when you're cooking and then sometimes you don't really have the same ingredients, but you still have to improvise. So I try to look at it that way. Like, okay, I'm just trying to do some instructions here, and then hopefully the chef can also put in his own input. Yeah.
Okay, and then another interesting aspect, I think, is the fact that this is also in collaboration with Baiduri Finance, and obviously, as creatives, there's always that balance of how do you create a project, that fully represents sort of your vision, but then also have to take into account Baiduri Finance or whoever that you're collaborating with, punya vision, right? So how did you balance that in this production? Maybe we'll start with you as a writer. Yeah.
For me, it's very hard to know where the rule breaks. So I just go all out, and then with his help to bring me back down, and then that's when I know where my playground is, so I can work around this area. But having good communications is great as well. He did a great job communicating on both ends. So I thought, yeah.
Is there an example of somewhere where you went far and he was like, okay, we gotta take this back a little bit,
Like the one with Izzy mentioned, he wants me to say this, but basically when he was about to text and then the guys try to help him make that text, it's supposed to be like very humorous, and then the guy's suggestions were really awful. So originally it'd be like, yeah, don't text her, call her. It's like, no, better yet, send her a feet pic. And then,
okay.
Yeah, but that's just a placeholder. It's not. I didn't really mean it like that. But.
So yeah, I just needed that reminder of like, okay, we got to keep it classy for Baiduri Finance. Yeah. Okay, and how about you, Izzy?
I think going into it, like it was okay. I think I want to preface by saying like Baiduri Bank and Baiduri Finance going to the meeting, they were very clear on what they want to achieve, and there were some aspects that weren't very clear yet at the time. But throughout the process, it was such a amazing collaboration between us and Baiduri Bank and Baiduri Finance that it was like we knew we were heading into the right direction, and all they had to do was just make sure like it was like decent for public viewing. Not that we were being indecent, but in terms of like creativity and telling the story, they were more like hands-on in making the decisions whether they wanted to have like a strong selling point or like indirect selling. In the initial drafts of the script, each episode was meant to feature a Baiduri Finance product. And we had no issue with that. We thought it was a good idea. But then again, I think they had an internal discussion and decided against it, which I also think is a good idea. In this case, it was like there was no right or wrong way to approach it, because at its core, Once Upon a Car is still like something that is consumable by anyone who is interested in like, the stories like that. And you can't go wrong with rom-com too. So it was just, I don't know, like Iqmal, it was a very good collaboration process. And I think I want to say this, like Baiduri Bank and Baiduri Finance is one of those clients that just get it. Like, as you can see, like you can still enjoy the story but at the same time know that it's presented by Baiduri Finance. The branding is clear. The assets are it's green and all that. Whereas like some companies prefer going for a hard sell, and sometimes I feel like now consumers, they're very smart. Audiences are very smart. When they see a content, they know when you're trying to sell something, and that's when people lose interest. And especially in the currency that we have now in terms of marketing, attention is like very important. So when you know that you're going to be scammed by like a hard sell, people are just going to switch to the next video immediately. But like that's what I think in terms of like marketing psychology and all that stuff. So I feel like this was one of the projects that I hold close to my heart, because I feel like it's very rare for creatives and corporates to be aligned and manage to create something that both are very proud of. Yeah, but Iqmal can probably expand more.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of what you said, like I share, like all of the sentiments I share. From the get-go, like when we had the brainstorming, the discovery, discussions with the Baiduri finance team, we were pretty open of like, okay, what's the sort of parameters that we want to work with? What's the do's and don'ts and all these things? Such as like, pretty standard in how we were to go about in every project lah. Tapi the thing is, what's exciting about this, not just for us as a team, but for me personally, it's not often that you are given the opportunity to work with a big corporate brand company here in Brunei, but also to sort of like be a little liberal with your creative efforts. And it's nice to see how their eagerness in going through that journey with us lah. So yeah, like there's definitely some setbacks and challenges along the way, as all production go. But then like with every sort of like road bumps, macam we work closely together with them and not against each other, which is honestly a fresh of breath air, right? Yes, that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that I did notice that as well, right? That sometimes, especially when you watch K-dramas, it's like tarang-tarang, the Kopiko and Subway is like right there, So I think, yeah, I could tell that there was a little bit of, it was not heavy-handed at all. And I think people do appreciate that because sometimes it can take you out of the story, And so, yeah, shout out to Baiduri Finance for that, for that restraint. No, because it also shows that genuine supporting of the creative arts and, letting them sort of flourish like that, right? So, yeah, okay, so chemistry, though, let's get into the chemistry between the cast members because that was very, very apparent. First of all, where did you find them? How did you go about this, finding...
Well, it's done both like macam kamu kenal anyone to the point where like you're scouring the internet or your Instagram feed up and all that to the point where like okay, let's try them out. Like first it needs to fit the bill in a sense the profile of the character, right? For example, Iman, like you've seen her in her sort of like silly, sort of like outgoing, macam trying to be Miss Independent type of person. So like, who's the best or like someone that we have on top of mind. So we had Raf as that person already like that. Tapi for the other characters, it's a little bit tricky because Raf as the anchor, like she needs to pair well with other people. So when we found or like sort of listed it out, we had them macam come in for a chemistry read, right? And to sort of like bounce off each other, macam mana they vibe with and all that lah. Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, thank you so much, Iqmal and Daniel. Let's invite the cast next to come up. Let's invite, firstly, sorry, just finding my notes, bear with me. Let's call up Raf Zaini, obviously, our main character. She plays Iman, and she works in the film industry mainly as an assistant producer and director, and she's produced a few films, often with a focus on women empowerment. Welcome. And then next, let's invite Masita Tamil. She portrays Babu in the series. By day, she serves as a government official, while in her free time, she immerses herself in acting and singing. Welcome. Hello. And lastly, let's invite Mirza Hamizan, who is the actor who plays Halim, the best friend of the main actress. And outside of acting, Mirza has also done performances in dancing and theater with Relentless. Welcome, everybody, and congratulations. So I was asking them about the chemistry, but let's continue that in here. So how does that work? Because clearly, like it seems to us, the audience, that you were all very comfortable with one another. Like you could just really tell that off the bat. So what kind of work did you do to sort of build that chemistry, or was it just there from the beginning?
Hello. Hi. Okay. Chemistry. Me personally, like I used to work behind cameras before, and I've seen like before that, like I've worked with talents before. It's nice to feel make. Now that I'm a talent, like how about we make each other comfortable, gitu. So supaya at the end of the day, like the product itself, you can see. I feel like I can see, wow, nothing awkward there. So it feels natural. This is my mom. This is my friend. I don't know yet. See, episode 4. Yeah, it's like apa namanya? Yeah, I have to macam, even though maybe dalam hati like feels awkward, but no, just put it out there, give it your best. That's important for me, the chemistry.
Kalau aku cakap Melayu saja. Depan dia cakap. Kalau aku macam selalunya kalau macam berlakon, memang macam kena bagi watak sebagai mama kan tu. So lihat anak-anak dulu. Pasal aku ada anak juga macam seumuran macam durang. So okeylah. Asal saja kena bagi watak babu, okey. Jangan kena bagi watak heroin atau hero-nya. Allah. Panding ku mikirkan tu. Ini okeylah selalu sebagai babu sofa okeylah.
Hi. Oh, nice. Okay. I think personally for me, it's getting to know the people, like just little by little. So like the more we worked on it, the more I felt like, oh, she's actually cool, you know. So working with people, given the chance, especially, it's quite nice getting to know them little by little, and from there, I think that's where we hit it off. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much for me.
Okay. Did you want to add anything, Izzy?
I think this is based on my observations on set. Like they got really cozy with each other, respectfully, obviously, like pretty quickly lah. Macam when I see like before, like after briefing the scenes with them, like I could see Mirza and Raf, they would like say, oh, let's try this, let's try that, and even Masita and Raf pun macam like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, let's rehearse. And I think that helps a lot in building their chemistry too. Yeah, and plus we're talking about 3 people who have been in the industry for quite some time now. So I don't expect them to be shy in front of the camera. So they did a really amazing job in bringing the characters to life. So yeah.
Okay, and also, yeah, I mean, going back to the naturalness of, how it was in the series, how different are you from the character that you're portraying, and how much did you have to? Yeah, what did you have to do to prepare, or maybe you didn't have to prepare at all?
Kalau aku watak atuk, selalulah sebagai mama. So dalam tu pun ada macam komedi. So aku dah payah macam kontrol lah, macam biar macam jatuh-jatuh. So kalau macam kontrol macam kita mesti ayu ni, macam mana aku ayu ni, aku anak bukan ayu kan. So dalam watak tu ya baginya watak macam komedi sikit, macam happy sama anak jatuh. So macam andang aku macam itulah.
Tapi the horror part was really impressive. That was really macam mana?
Macam over kan, anaknya aku ini seorang yang over. So diorang pun suruh jatuh. Tapi tanya diorang, macam okey kah jatuh? Tanya diorang, jangan macam shock sendiri. So diorang cakap okey, so teruskanlah jatuh.
Okay, as for Iman, the character Iman, first thing when I got the script, like I could just read it as my own, macam myself. Tapi like when I asked, what do you see, Iman? And then I said, yeah, macam K-drama. Allah. It's been a while I didn't watch K-drama, but I know you have to be like very, indah sadar kau cute, tapi terpaksa cute. Something like that.
Oh, exactly. You nailed it.
And then like, yeah. So that's why every scene that I have, macam, remember, K-drama. So yeah, but I do add a little bit of myself a bit, tapi macam just a little sprinkle of Aegyo. It's gitu, cute. Ah, gitu dah. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. For me, I feel like when I first read the script, right, and following along those lines, in my head, I'm like, this is definitely me, I guess. Like, I see myself doing this. I see myself saying these things, but more than likely, mostly in English lah, not really in Malay. A bit whitewashed, I guess. But either way, it was still fun, right? And like getting to know Halim, I was able to, I don't know, what is this? Find out like, oh, okay, so these are the type of things that people actually do as well. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's quite nice, and it was fun doing all this. So yeah, it was really good.
Okay, and in terms of like learning experience, right? Because again, even though you guys have obviously experience in the industry, but there's always something new that you take away from an experience. So what's something that for you was a new experience or a new learning, either from a production aspect or even from the acting aspect, either way?
I think for me it's that I don't want to mention, but I used to act in front of camera. That was years ago. It's somewhere out there. Let's not mention it. And then suddenly, like when Ikmal and Easy is like approach me, like, wait, what is this? So and then after that, I got casted. I was like, oh my god, like, oh my god, depan kamera ka lagi. Like I'm comfortable enough to be at the back. Tapi the thing now that I'm in front lagi I think it feels like, trying to how you say this Now I know again. Like selama ni you've been directing macam, oh kau macam ni. Now like kau sendiri yang kena directed. So I would say macam, how would say?
Empathy lah. You learn now to empathize with your cast again.
And I make them easier lah sikit. I didn't like, because I know back then. So yeah, macam next sini, next sana, to make them cast a crew, especially crew work easier. Yeah.
I got you. I mean, technically speaking, I think this is my very first, in a sense where like it's a web series. So it's very different from what I usually do, which is like live performances here and there, right? But it's different, it's dancing, so I don't really get to talk much. But doing this, I think I've learned to like, okay, so doing these type of things, patience is definitely something I've learned here, to communicate well with others as well. Not just with my fellow cast members, but also but with the crew that I work with. It's awfully fun lah. And like getting to know them even now, like getting closer little by little. So yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Babu, can add anything?
Apa tadi soalannya yang learn?
Or just anything, was there anything that you learned from this experience?
Sama lang juga macam semua sekali, tapi yang paling best bekerja sama orang muda, kita ni lebih dihargai lah. Macam rasa kita sudah berumur kan, so ani muda-muda, so dorang macam baguslah, hormat.
Okay, that's nangis. Okay, that's nice. Kena hormat. Okay, that's good. Good to know the youth are still respectful, I guess. Yeah. What about you, Izzy? Yeah, just what's your, big lesson from being involved in this, being the director of this production?
I think it's like I mentioned earlier. Like this is one of the projects that I'm very proud of because both parties are happy with the product, and I'm very excited for everyone to watch all 5 episodes. Like I wish you can watch the 4th and the 5th episode right now, but that's beyond my my power. But I really enjoyed this production because, again, any chance I get to work with an amazing crew, which is who are working again today covering this event, and also like working with an amazing cast, is always like for me a privilege. Yeah, because so often it's really hard to find good people to work with, and I hope that I don't know if they know, but I am constantly learning from them as much as I hope they are learning from me too. But I think mostly I learn from them lah. Whenever in production, I feel like the director is just the brain, but in order to move, you need other anatomy. So they are my hands, arms, fingers, legs, feet. So without them, I wouldn't be able to execute this or do anything much really. So I'm always grateful for them lah. Yeah.
It's really important finding the right team. Okay, so let's turn to the audience. Does anybody in the audience have any questions? Anyone? No? Okay, well, I think, if there are no questions from anybody. Okay, we do have one. Hello. Yes, there's your microphone.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Just want to know, how was the timeline of the whole project? Because there's like 4 episodes? 5. Yeah, so how long did it take to finish everything from shooting to, everything lah?
Iqmal mana ako, Iqmal? I may need help trying to remember the timeline. Yeah.
Oh, timeline, yeah? I think it took about quite a while to sort of like get everything in motion, just because we didn't want to like macam rush into things, macam taruh production, and then like at the end of the day, we've done a lot, tapi we're not happy with the product. So we took our time with it, both like from our side and also by the refinance. But it was all necessary just because we want to get the story right. We want to get the crew and the team, the cast, Chamngam and all that. So about, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me right, about 6 to 8 months from writing the script and then Taros like macam ada shooting up and all that. But the shooting itself, it took about like less than a month.
I think just 5 days or 6 days, right?
4 or 5 film days specifically within a month lah in terms of schedule. Yeah.
Usually pre-production and post-production take normally longer than production itself. I think there's something wrong there if production is taking longer than, unless you're making an Avengers movie of that scale. Yeah. But normally, pre-production should take longer because you want to iron out every single thing. You want to get the locations right. You want to get the casting right. You want to make sure you have a table read. And then once everything is in place, because during production, like 1,000,001 things could go wrong. So rather make sure that is all ironed out before we head into production. And then the post-production is basically just going back and forth with Baiduri Bank and Baiduri Finance, making sure we get the colors right, if they want subtitles, and maybe adjust the scenes here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah.
It's true. Like, as an audience member, I was really shocked to find out how much work goes into a production, and so that's why I don't binge watch series anymore, because I feel like, God, there's so much work just to do a few minutes of footage, So just to appreciate the artist, try not to binge watch TV shows and just appreciate each episode, which you'll be able to do with this show, Once Upon a Car. It's going to be out 1st February on Instagram, Baiduri Finance. So just have to wait weekly. I know you guys have already seen the first 3, so just have to sit and wait patiently to see the last 2 episodes. Okay, are there any more questions? Anyone else? Shall we? Okay, yes, no? Oh, I thought there was somebody who had to. Okay then, all right, so let's wrap it up now. Thank you so much once again to Baiduri Finance. for supporting the creative arts and putting this all together. Congratulations to Izzy, all of you cast and crew, congratulations. And just follow Baiduri Finance for updates and for the next few episodes. Assalamualaikum, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, last reminder, please do not post anything from today and only post once the teaser drops on the Baiduri Finance Instagram page. So that's all. Thank you.
So after the event, after watching everything, what did you think of the watch party?
CEO. Yeah, macam looking forward from the teaser itself. So macam, wah, 5 saja kah. Macam, can't wait lah for the every episode. Also, the pemilihan of the actor and actress. So, macam, wah, macam, you know, something new. Macam, siapa kan tu tadi? Macam, ano ba di? Okay. I mean, selalunya basically kalau tadi ada movie, kalau ada macam short drama, whatever ni, macam muka-muka yang kita ni kenal, you know, yang tadi familiar. But then, macam, tu, ani, blah, blah, blah. Macam tu lah. So, macam, looking forward for this 5 episode from them lah.
To watching it,
Yeah.
ada web series.
Yeah. Also, you thought it was a product launching
Yeah, I thought
before.
product launching.
Okay.
From Baiduri Finance.
I was amazed because macam it's not like the usual iklan or advert. It was creative. Lakonan pun very natural. I really like how it's in Bahasa Brunei. I can see that it's gonna reach a lot of people lah, especially young people. Also orang bumur pun I think would like it because ada babu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
And I'm very impressed. I want to really shout out to Baiduri for supporting the local creatives, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't see this kind of support, especially in a growing industry such as this. So that is a very nice, quote unquote, fresh of breath air.
Yeah.
You can handle him.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, breath of fresh air.
I'm proud of whoever critics who is in here. I'm proud and thank you for Baiduri for having this creative industry to come together. So well done. I want more.
You want more?
I want more too. That I'm really curious on what's like is it about car? Is it about finance? Is it about insurance? I'm not sure fully. So I really want to know.
All right. So one last question.
Okay.
Whose team are you on? Team Babu, Iman, Halem?
Team yang si Jungkook bukan. Yang Korean bukan. Okay, so it's Team Babu. Definitely. Yeah.
Halim, yeah.
Okay, sure thing.
Tim Iman lah.
Okay.
Team Halim, yeah.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Team Babu.
Team Babu. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy.